I want to come now to the big losers out of this, which, I mean, apart from taxpayers and the Australian public, is obviously the renewables sector. This really introduces uncertainty, and the coalition seems to be really going out of its way to try and undermine this transition to renewables. I mean, what is the potential impact of this announcement?
Yeah, I mean, talk about uncertainty, right? We're seeing all sorts of different messaging coming out of the coalition about how nuclear will sit alongside renewables. You've got some people like Simon Birmingham, who is emphasising, oh, don't worry, this doesn't affect renewable investment at all. It's just an add-on that'll work really well with it. All the way through to people like David Littleproud and Matt Canavan saying that the bush is full, that we don't want any more large-scale renewable projects. They like to emphasise that rooftop solar could work with nuclear, despite the fact that those two, on an economic basis, don't play well at all. The uncertainty is enormous, and of course there's simply the uncertainty for investors who are looking at whether or not Australia is a good place to be investing their money to build these assets and to operate them over a long period of time. If they think that the climate war's still alive, then they're going to look elsewhere to build their renewable projects, their solar farms and their wind farms.
And so we've seen some members of the coalition kind of suggesting that there'd be a cap on large-scale renewable investment. And of course, Labor's been doing a lot to really push this transition along. As you say, investors, a lot of these are commercial ventures, investors investing in them because they think they can make a buck. But we're talking about energy infrastructure here. It's a long-term investment. Is that essentially why this concept of uncertainty is so problematic?
Yeah, and I think that this is another point where we might try and get past the whole Liberal versus Labor thing, saying that Liberals are crazy with their nuclear plan. Meanwhile, over here, Labor is the adult in the room doing really great work, working on rolling out renewables. The very fact that we're having this conversation about uncertainty is because we're relying on the market to roll out our renewables. And really interestingly, from the party that brought us privatisation in the first place, the Liberal Party, the Coalition, they're saying that their nuclear policy would have to be underwritten by the state, that these nuclear plants would be state-owned, state-operated. The idea that they're giving up on the idea of privatisation while Labor holds on to privatisation, saying, oh no, we couldn't possibly be involved in investing in these ourselves, really points to the limitations of Labor's approach. And I think we should be asking the question there about maybe public renewables is a really powerful way to go. Certainly there are people in the UK opposition party, the UK Labor Party is looking into that. It's been a hallmark of the renewable rollout in many of the Nordic countries, which are far, far ahead of us in their renewable rollout, partly because of the certainty that can come from the government leading the way on this kind of a transition.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with all our latest research and work, sign up to our newsletter. Delivered every fortnight, it includes behind-the-scenes updates from Richard Dennis, an exclusive cartoon from Judy Horacek, details for our upcoming events and webinars, as well as explainers, graphs, and not to mention the latest cutting-edge research and analysis from the team here on the key issues that are facing Australia. Click the button on your screen to check it out.